Tonight on The Cult Show, we are watching the 1978 film Long Weekend, a fun little flick from Australia. And then we're going to test our knowledge with Australian lingo and some other fun facts. Do we know anything about Australia? We're going to find out. Stay tuned.
IBS got you down?
I love Neil's casual stroll back to the mic, and Scott's like, "Go, go,
go, get,
no get,
go on, get."
But he didn't get.
I got.
I wouldn't say I get.
I got. I'm
I
here.
wouldn't say I get it, but I got.
I get. Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to The Cult Show,
Hey. Oh, wow.
Australian edition.
We love an Australian movie around here.
Yes, we do.
Oh, my mic is slipping.
I fixed it for you.
It's
Never mind.
It's fixed. Ignore the phantom hand coming in to fix my mic. Hi, everyone. You know what? This is a great pick because next Tuesday is one of the best holidays. It's Earth Day.
That's right.
This is a good pick
It's
for
my
that.
Earth Day.
It seemed to make sense.
You did it on purpose.
Oh, hell yeah. I do everything on purpose. Don't you know by now?
You always got to wake up pretty early in
That's
the morning.
Put one over on me. Anyway, yeah, welcome. We are doing Long Weekend from Australia. Hopefully we're actually live because...
We don't know if we are or not.
We are.
Okay, we're still going.
Oh, good.
So far, that's good. Good for us.
Yay.
Yeah. Welcome. We keep saying that, but
Welcome. You know what? We should have a toast.
we should do that.
I would
This
love some
weekend,
toast.
a lot of people are celebrating holidays from Passover to Easter to spring to whatever. You know what? It's just an excuse for me to say that it's a movable feast. I love the term a movable feast. So let's
Eat-
celebrate movable
Eat
feasts.
peeps.
Cheers.
Today, the gremlins are after our
I'm
technology.
having a rough night, y'all.
The internet
Producer Scott's-
against us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's working through it, everyone. Good
Ugh.
job, Producer Scott.
Ugh, that's rough.
Mm-mm.
Look-
So, we haven't seen each other in this area in 2 weeks, so
In this area.
in this
In
one.
this setting.
Right.
A basement setting, mostly. One day, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to change, the whole background. And just give us all something new to look at.
Okay.
Today's not that day. But one day I'm going to do it.
Dare you.
I gotta get in here though. That's the problem. I think I'm gonna have to sleep in here for 2 weeks and then just do it sneakily.
Producer Scott and Sandra both keep threatening they're gonna
know.
come in. We're gonna
That's why I'm saying.
do this
I
big
dare you.
spring cleaning and
I
kind of
double dog dare you.
We've been threatening spring cleaning
update.
for 2 springs now.
That's what I'm saying. So
We don't get around
This
to
is
that.
spring number 3, actually.
Yeah, we don't get around to that. Maybe this summer, maybe it'll look different.
All
Wouldn't that be
Maybe.
exciting?
that would be.
I'll put it on the books.
I think Neil vacuumed a couple of months ago, though.
I do vacuum in here.
Yeah,
I do.
the rats
I
love
wiped
it.
things down with a moist towelette.
Yeah.
Not a
We
Clorox.
do
Lemon
cleaning.
scented.
We do cleaning here. You just don't.
Just
The
not in
mugs
the
get
spring.
washed once a year.
Cups
The
get
mugs
washed once a
every
year.
time.
Yeah, we use the same cups over and over again. Let me tell you about some things I watched.
Okay.
So one thing, you guys know I watch a lot of YouTube content, and if you guys are into true crime at all, you might have heard of Kendall Ray. She has a couple of true crime podcasts. She did a wonderful one recently that I watched today, getting ready for work, and it's on the very tragic, sad murder of 14-year-old Emily Pike. This happened very recently. This is still kind of a developing thing, and it's ugly and heartbreaking and sad and deserves a lot of attention and people thinking about it. So I have to plug that one, Kendall Ray, Emily Pike murder episode. And then I got to watch 2 screeners.
Yeah.
I don't usually get to watch screeners. I'm considered unworthy.
You are immortal, unlike the two of us over here.
Yeah. A mere mortal, a mere civilian, clown in a cornfield, of which
What?
I was a big fan of the book. I loved it. I thought it was so fun. It's very funny. It's like kind of self-aware. It felt very much like the same energy of the book when I read the book personally. Of course, there's changes, which is good because you don't want just like rinse and repeat, but at the same time, you want there to be enough familiarity to your source material. I think it was a huge, fun, like it's a home run of a film. Definitely check that out. Friendo, it was real creepy, and I don't love clowns, so that was a lot of Friendo for me.
And there's a lot of clowns in this movie.
And there's some fun kills and gore and stuff. Like it's got a very throwbackish vibe to it, but it's also very modern. Then we watched one of my most anticipated horror movies of the year, Ugly Stepsister. If you can see this in theaters, please go see it in theaters, and then also watch it on streaming, because I will be doing hopefully both about 500 times if I can. This movie is right now my one to beat for the year. So good. It was everything I wanted and more. It's grotesque and beautiful and whimsical and satirical. I was telling them, I was like, I'm a weird girly. There's a lot of weird girlies out there. We love our weird girly fiction. This one's for us. This one's for the weird dolls, for sure. No matter your gender.
Definitely check this out. Like in a group, it's a lot of fun. Of fun. I mean, we were
howling,
squirming and
howling with laughter, squirming.
Saying, no.
We were oohing and awing because there's a lot of visual fun.
Scott had to leave at one point.
So
I'm just saying, like, this is a really good movie. If you guys think you're just getting like Cinderella, no.
Nay.
No. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Please.
I think the four of us watched it together, and I think we all agree it's top of the list or very high up.
I think
if not.
so. Yeah.
So for me, absolutely, don't sleep on this film. Don't do it.
Now go on, watch the. That's all.
You're done. Okay. So I also watched Sinners, which opened last night.
Yeah.
But today, was fortunate enough to see it a couple weeks ago. It is excellent. It was my number one movie up until I saw Ugly Stepsisters, but
so did it surpass? Because when we watched it, you said
I know
don't know.
I wasn't sure, but after I went home and I just kept thinking about all the wonderful, icky grossness of Ugly Stepsister. Yeah, I think it's number one.
Sinners looks
But
so fantastic.
Sinners is so good, you guys. It's a wonderful, like Southern vampire
gothic
musical
treat.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so well made.
You love it too.
So well acted.
Yeah.
Anyway, was our number one. Now it's number two, which is still pretty good.
Yep.
Pretty dang good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So that's all I have.
Okay. Mark Vision's Truth is saying he saw Death of a Unicorn on IMAX while on vacation. SF, as in you were in San Francisco? Is that what you're saying? And you did not contact us?
We're basically in San Francisco.
Mark.
Wow.
What the?
Mark, you're like, there's pain, Mark. I'm feeling pain right now in my heart.
So sad.
What if we wanted to see Death of a Unicorn on IMAX with you?
Jeez. All right.
You think you know someone.
I may never.
You spend every other Friday night with them for an hour or two.
That's right. Anyway, all right. I have to agree 100% with Caleb. Sinners, it was fantastic. Yeah. And it was like, my number one until we saw The Ugly Stepsister. But that being said, it is a great film.
Yeah.
Great film. I finally got to do some of my wrapping up of 2024 titles that I did not get to watch before. So I saw Sing Sing, finally, which was excellent, and I highly recommend.
Intense.
It keeps you, it does grab you and keep you, watching. It isn't like it's a hardcore prison drama. You know what I mean? It's about their theater troupe, basically. And the struggles, of course, with being in prison and trying to do this. But it is really good though. And we all love, of course, Coleman Domingo, and he definitely earned his supporting, I haven't seen the one Adrian Brody did, The Brutalist.
Sorry.
Do I care? No.
Not watching 3.5-hour
So
movie.
I know.
And he used AI on his voice. Hello, which is like cheating. And then there was a Hungarian vampire that we all know that did the real accent.
Got it. But yeah, so Coleman, I don't know. You should have got it, Coleman. That's all I'm gonna say. And then I watched A Different Man, the Sebastian Stan film, as well. That one, it wasn't as good as I was hoping. I was hoping to get more on them feels or something, and it actually went a little more. And again, it's not bad. I think it just went a different direction than I was expecting. So
was it more kind of dark, thrillery, dark humor? Because I couldn't. It looked really interesting, but I couldn't quite get the vibe.
Yeah, it's. I don't want to give anything away.
Yeah.
But it's. I dark humor ish. It's kind of interesting the way it goes. I'll just say that. I'll leave it there. But it was good. It's Sebastian Stan, and he does a great job. And the actor, of course, who has the actual affliction, is in it, and he does a great job. So recommended. And then that's other than that, I watched. I keep talking about The Pit. Everyone, The Pit. I really love that show. One of my favorite shows on the television right now. It's over. We watched the last episode. Because you like a medical procedural type thing, I really have to recommend. Watch the show.
I want to as soon as I
no
have
more excuses.
School. I have book learning to do.
Watch the show.
But when I'm done with my book learning, I definitely do want to watch it because I like Noah Wiley. I like the medical thing. I saw a funny meme where people are talking about this season being over, and they're like, "I need to just go to my local emergency room because I can't live without the drama." Shout out Alameda. We love Alameda. Alameda's gorgeous. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. That's all I got. We can oh no, that's not all I got because we have to segue into
I was gonna say, my God, we were prompt.
We are prompt. We also have to talk about the fact that we have merchandise, which Caleb usually does.
We do. I do.
We used to.
Do I? Sorry.
I'm wearing one piece.
Let me get to my notes because it's super secret, you guys. Super secret. Wrong
like
note.
microphones in the way.
Jake says relax. If you go to www.thecultshow.com/store, you can check. You can get yourself some Cult Show swag.
You need it for Mother's Day.
And you'll look great in it.
Yeah. Your mom wants something with our faces
Buy
on
some
it.
for your mom, for your dad, for your grad in June.
You're a grad.
Moms, dads, and grads.
That's right. We're good everywhere. And then, thank you. And then CULTSHOW Radio is still a thing on krjf.org, 92.3 FM, and kwtf.net, 88.1 FM. You can listen to us be on the terrestrial radio on the second and fourth Thursdays. Actually, we're every Thursday now.
We
Why am I
are
saying
every
that?
Thursday.
We're every Thursday, but we actually do a live one.
They're all in you.
So
We're every Thursday.
we're every Thursday. We're everywhere.
Every woman.
I'm every woman. Anyway.
Every once in a while, we can kind of see glimpses of the chat. And out of the corner of my eye, somebody said, I'll be picking up HBO again. I saw I'll be picking up a hobo again. And I was like, what the F is going on in this chat? I was very
The
uncomfortable.
old one ran out.
That's what Mark does in San Francisco. He goes, picks up one, so takes him back to East Washington.
Still mad about it, though.
That's okay, Mark. We should throw a bumper on. We were Caleb and I were watching
I just love that fucking bumper.
we were watching the movie that had the MGM thing come up, and it just plays that music, and then at the very end, Caleb and I both go.
Oh, I wonder what you were watching. Oh, so interesting.
I think we can say. We just can't.
I don't remember what it was.
Oh, it was The Accountant 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Accountant 2.
Dude.
Was it good?
I just said we can't say.
But was it good, though?
But yeah, it was good.
Long weekend. It was a long weekend. 1978 Australian film directed by Colin Eggleston, as we were saying, of the New South Wales.
New South Wales Eggleston.
And written by Everett DeRoche. Original screenplay. When a suburban couple go camping for the weekend at a remote beach, they discover that nature isn't in an accommodating mood.
I wonder why.
I'll say. And if you're curious, there's other movies called Long Weekend and The Long Weekend, which when you first look for it, you're like, the fuck, a rom-com? What is happening? And then there's also, they remade it under a different name in the mid to early 2000s too.
Yeah. I don't know if I wrote down the...
But it happened.
Nature's Grave.
Nature's Grave.
Nice.
Starred Jesus.
Starred
AKA
Jesus.
Jim Caviezel, who is not Australian.
Not
But
Eric
he might
Bana.
be, but
Not
he
Eric
might be.
Bana. He might, no, probably not. He's not. Anyway, so
Neil, you're responsible for this.
I am responsible
So
for
take it away.
All right. Here's my history with this film.
Settle in, everyone.
I watched it, I'm going to say for the first time, I feel like 8 to 10 years ago. And it had always, for some reason, kind of stuck in my head. And I always, once in a while, would come back to thinking about, oh yeah, that movie kind of thing. And then I decided that I wanted to pick it eventually for one of our films to cover, because I thought it would be a fun thing to talk about. So I finally watched it again about a year ago, I think, something like that. I didn't remember a bunch of stuff, but and I still actually really liked it. So I finally did it. I find this film to be creepy and off-putting, slightly chaotic, because there's not really any second where like either something isn't coming for you, where there aren't like ants screaming, where there's not a harpoon arrow shooting at you,
Or a couple screaming.
people are, I'm getting there, or a couple screaming at each other, or it's like there's always something happening, and it's like, you know, it kind of like it kind of hits you in the face sometimes for me. And I don't know, I just kind of like how this film builds. There's some dread in it. And I like that. I like that it kind of it leaves me a little unnerved, I guess. You know what I mean? And not a lot of movies can do that. So
How did you find this movie?
I believe that it was one of the films available from one of the distributors I work with for the Repertory series.
Okay.
And either they had said you should check this out, or they have a big screener list, and I go through and try and keep up on some things I have no idea about, you know, kind of deal. And so I think it had something to do with that.
Great.
But so I again, watching it a third time, just
Third time's a charm.
this last week, I still, I think I actually like it more every time that I watch it.
You still F with this movie.
I what?
You still F with this movie.
I F with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I F with it.
I F with it, sure. What do you guys think? I'm curious to hear.
Caleb?
You want me to go?
I want you to go first, Caleb. Of the
So
cool earrings.
let me first say I hate Peter in this movie. I cannot stand this guy. And I guess that means he's doing a good job. You know, had I seen this movie back when we ranked our villains, I feel like he might have been on.
Okay.
I'd probably kick Darth Vader off or something.
To put Peter in there? All right,
Peter
cool.
in there. No,
Pretty
I
insufferable.
could not stand him. I hated him
Dick.
so much. You know, overall, this is a hard movie to watch. When you say you've watched it 3 times, I kind of go like, whoa. Because I don't know that I could do that.
Okay.
Like, once is good for me. Like, I've seen it.
One and done.
It's a good movie. I love the message. Don't fuck with nature. I'll say the word. I don't just put the...
Well, we say F's all the time on here.
I know.
It's just funny
I
sometimes.
can't help it.
It's funny sometimes to not say
not
it.
say it,
It makes it.
But no, this movie
it's great we
is...
have to explain
I
jokes.
honestly, I feel bad for the animals in this movie.
Oh God, I love the.
Because you know that they weren't on
Yeah.
effects.
Yeah.
You know that they're like
That
we're.
poor crab on the beach.
Yeah. Right.
It's like you
Right.
know they're like gonna make this movie about like we're not like no fuck with nature, but they probably fucked with some animals.
Yeah, seriously.
Including a Tasmanian devil, because they did film some of it in Tasmania,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny trivia. I did read on IMDb that the kangaroo was found dead. The kangaroo was dead.
I'd say that too if I did what I did to the kangaroo in this movie.
You know what?
It was already dead. It was already dead.
Just for Prince, I didn't do it. So, yeah, I love like nature reclaiming movies. We've talked about this kind of people versus nature kind of like, yeah, like the earth is awesome, and if you don't respect it, it's, you know, it could get you. Peter is insufferable. Don't get me wrong, I hate Masha. I hate her, but Peter is so punchable. You just want to elbow Peter to the face.
Okay.
Repeatedly.
I also enjoyed the movie. I liked, it was like towards the end, there's not a lot of dialogue. Yeah, there's something like very haunting about this movie. Hey man, the locals tried to get you to not go. You know, they do that.
Right.
So I did very much enjoy my watch. And Cricket's the only worthy character. Justice for Cricket.
Justice for Cricket.
Justice for Cricket.
Poor
Okay.
Cricket.
I went into this completely blind.
Me too.
I didn't
Same,
know. I
same.
didn't know what the theme was. I didn't know anything. So like, I'm thinking, okay, is this like some sort of like movie where he's gonna try to kill her out on the beach?
Right.
Especially that opening scene with the rifle and everything. I hated her right off the bat, the way that she treated the dog,
Right.
and just how just insufferably mean she was in the car. Although I did find out pretty quickly that it was pretty well justified for the most part, although they're both just awful people.
She
They're both
she
awful
has
people.
more justification for her anger because I don't know, but she's like, yeah, the way she treats the dog is pretty terrible. There's some stuff that we'll get to it. She does some pretty
maybe
terrible
she
stuff.
just doesn't like dog, and like everything in their life, he just shows up and they're doing it.
Cricket is innocent. Cricket isn't
You know,
innocent.
Who knows? Maybe she's deathly allergic, and he just shows up one day and says, "Hey, I got a dog."
I don't know.
I don't know. I think that the dog was part of a bigger thing for
Yeah.
her.
I mean, they're both on the downside, the end of a marriage. There's been infidelity
Right.
and more. You come to find out later. So they're not nice
They're
to
not
each
happy.
other.
They're not.
It's like possession
yeah. Yeah.
meets freaking food of the gods or whatever, kind of thing. I don't know.
And I can see, like, for a lot of people, watching a movie with very unlikable characters could make you be like, I didn't like this movie because of that reason and stuff. Like, I could see, like, people saying that. And it's kind of a gamble to make a movie where you don't have likable characters. We
Right.
run into it more so in books than in movies, but I feel like it worked in this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like this film for the time
Mm-hmm.
with its message and those two characters, I think they were taking some risks,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And yeah.
I guess they were married at the time.
The director and
And okay.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you just skim the notes, kid.
So what is producer Scott's overall view of the film?
Overall, I liked it.
Okay.
I wanted a little bit more from it towards the end. I think we'll talk about that when we get there. But,
Okay.
I did like it.
Yeah.
I bet this is one of those films. I mean, Caleb won't do it, but I bet if like a year, 2, maybe 10 from now, you guys are thinking about this movie and you watch it again, you're like, oh, okay.
I think there's
You
stuff
know
about
what?
this movie that's going to stick with me for sure.
I'll
No,
be
I
thinking
really
about
liked it.
I'll definitely be thinking about it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate it, and it's now like gonna forever hold space in my brain. I just it for full enjoyment factor. I don't know if I enjoyed it.
I would say I enjoyed it. Like, I would say I really, really liked it, and I enjoyed my experience, Neil.
Okay. That's all we can ask.
I had a good time. I got a party hat. I got my face painted, and I
Good,
had a
good,
lovely
good.
day.
Perfect.
So the movie opens with a little guy crawling.
It does.
Oh yeah.
He's
That's
very
right.
cute. Then we have a man in a tiny car.
But so he's talking to a woman,
Yes,
right?
he is.
And we don't know this at the time, but I think that's
Infidelity.
yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I was seeing the same
That's
thing.
what I was suspicious of.
I will say he's in a tiny car, but he is also a very tiny man.
Is he
Very-
tiny?
Very slight.
Is he
Very
wee?
slight. I
Is
mean,
the man wee?
he is a very heroin chic. Let's say.
That car looks dangerous as fuck. By the
Well,
way.
yeah, it's not going to hold up to an
Um,
accident of any
I
kind.
mean, and the way he's not a good driver either.
Doesn't appear to be.
You know, he's like running into things and
He's reckless.
yeah.
That's true.
I think what they're trying to say is wherever he goes, he causes
Yeah, well,
destruction.
He does what he wants.
Right.
Yeah.
in the very beginning, though, when he starts the car up,
Mhm.
birds fly away.
Yes.
Yes.
So from the very beginning, it's
He's
saying
repelling nature.
yeah, he's just, from the freaking loudness of his car to whatever. It's just
Yeah.
he's always causing harm.
And the running theme, almost a running joke, is that he's a terrible fucking driver.
Yeah.
Terrible driver.
I'm not sure he has a
Like
license.
he runs into his wife's car.
Yep.
Right.
Yes.
He almost rear-ends a camper later.
Yeah.
They don't say what happened, but he's changing a tire at one point.
Right.
He's reckless.
Yeah.
He just doesn't pay attention.
All of the above.
He cares more about lighting a cigarette than he does
Yeah.
watching the road, basically.
That's true.
As one did in 1978. But
That's true.
So then we meet Marcia, but I love the way they say it, the Australian accent, Marcia.
nah,
Masya.
nah.
Marcia, I love it. So it's so fun. Anyway, and she's like on the phone and she's like talking to like a man and she's like kind of bitching about this camping trip they're about to go on. So we're kind of okay, so we're like this marriage is unhappy. Like we're seeing it like
Yeah, we haven't even
immediately.
seen him together yet, but
No.
we kind of
Yeah.
suspect that.
Right. And then she comes out and meets him.
Groovy clothes. We got some groovy
Well,
clothes.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he comes out with his. He basically went out. We don't know what. But he comes back with a rifle, a new rifle.
He's pointing
He's
it at
pointing
her.
it at her with the scope, kind of. You're taking
Great
his
gun
aim.
safety.
So,
Great. Love that. Why am I surprised with him?
but little cricket
No,
realizes right away that there's tension happening between these two. Just by the way, he's like just kind of looking at him when they're
Oh, so cute.
the neighbor. I'm not gonna talk to the neighbors and.
Cricket is adorable. Cricket is pure. Cricket's a great name for a pet or a human. I just like that name. And yeah, the mean Marcia's like, we're just gonna leave some food and the dog can just do whatever. And it's like, oh my god, you're so cold and unfeeling.
It's like Marge Simpson you just did.
Marge Simpson is Marsha. So at this point in the movie, we're kind of like, these people are not happy. What happened? Like, what happened here?
Right.
What happened?
We don't know.
She does not want to go camping. And as somebody who doesn't like to camp myself,
You felt for her, right?
well, a tiny bit. I thought she was being a little caustic at that point.
Thank you. Because I would have to say, I was a little triggered by some of our conversations that we were having. Because, like, I very much want to force you.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, force you camping with me just a little bit sometimes.
I'm gonna hold up. Send help.
And she's just like, she just doesn't want to be there. She shouldn't have to be there.
Well, it's
Like,
kind of like
but I mean, it might be nice to do that with your husband every once in a while.
maybe.
Yeah, but not at the point where they're at.
Yeah,
No.
and also
You know
like,
what I mean? Like they're
there should be compromise. Like he could have said something like, Marcia, we're doing this, and then next month we're doing your thing, or like something to kind of, and also to be like, not to quote the guy from Backcountry, but as another movie we watched and loved, but it's kind of like, this is so important to him, this is so meaningful or whatever. Like he's not selling it. He's making it all about him again and spend all this money on gear, which is kind of like,
she says $2,000, which I mean, I'm guessing that's Australian dollars, but still,
Yeah.
that's probably not a
cheap investment.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
In 1978, that's
And-
probably
yeah.
still. I mean, it's a lot of money now.
right.
Yeah.
me.
Absolutely.
I agree.
But in 1978, that's
So
mucho.
she does not want to go.
She's not happy at all.
No,
This
not
is.
at
I
all.
could see like
Both
producer
sides?
Scott and Sandra.
the two.
I mean, they're both like, wait a minute, slightly feeling, because of the like Scott had just said about let's go camping. I don't want to go camping, kind of thing. But
Oh my god.
no,
I want to go.
I could,
And I have
I bet-
Neil and Neil and Scott want to do like we go out in the wilderness backcountry style and we have
With
a
one
backpack.
pair of socks.
Yeah, one pair of socks and we're gonna get wet. And Caleb, I think you have a little bit more love for camping than I do, but at
I
the
do.
same time, we're kind of like, where's the lodge though?
I don't need a lodge.
I do.
But I need a tent. I need, at this point, an air mattress.
you can have all that and still go, backwood
I don't think so.
camping. You can.
I still want to make daily trips to the local store.
Oh, yeah,
and,
okay.
Oh, we love the local store.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You
He still wants to go to Diekman's.
go hit on the the girl behind the counter, or be able to go get a deli sandwich if I want, or if we run out of something,
Yeah.
go find it.
Or strawberry phosphate.
There
we
you
might
go.
want.
There you go.
Whereas producer Scott and I will be dropped in the middle of nowhere, naked and
Like
afraid.
Bear Grylls.
There you go.
Who the fuck's Bear Grylls? Got nothing on us. Got nothing on the Cult Show.
I got a knife.
So
Knife?
where is he? Oh, there's a point where he's smoking a cigarette. They're going on the camping trip. He tosses it out and starts a fire
Yeah,
Yeah.
a fire starts.
because he's heedless.
And that's the first time you hear that little screech, that little nature
Yeah,
scream.
squeal.
What do you want to call it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it hurts it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have again a tumultuous drive. They get to
Oh no, wait. Do they
make the stop is where I was
do
going.
they stop first, or do they hit the
No, they hit the
kangaroo first?
Yeah.
She's asleep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sleeps through the whole thing. That's the other thing. She does that quite a bit. There's a couple times where I'm like, you slept through that?
Yeah.
But yeah, they hit a kangaroo, and there's a camper behind them that also
Runs it over. Yeah.
Yeah. Sucks.
And again, it wasn't on purpose. He wasn't
I
gunning
understand,
forward.
but he
was,
doesn't stop to make sure it
fine.
isn't suffering.
Did it have
or,
a Joey in the pouch?
Yeah.
He seemed visibly unhappy about it. Like he wasn't laughing or
You're
whatever.
a Peter apologist.
I'm a realist, and I believe I believe more than Marcia that Peter liked animals. I believe he had a bigger
little.
spot for. I mean, he was all about cricket. We're gonna go get cricket, and she's like, "Screw cricket," the whole time.
Okay,
and
yes, I guess.
I don't think he was happy.
Technically,
She had allergies.
I guess technically he does like animals more, but that's still he still has this overall disrespect for nature, and he does
Oh, absolutely.
horrible things for an animal later.
I am
And
not
I
at
also
all.
feel that he likes dogs because he can have dominance over them.
Point.
That's what I think he likes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Very much that. Period.
I don't know. So much so that he wouldn't leave when his wife is freaking out because he want to get the dog back. That to me, it seems like there's might be a little more of a connection with that dog than just I need to find this dog. I can go get another one and have dominance. But he's like, I need to go back and get cricket.
Well, and it's also like Cricket's a girl, right? Is Cricket a girl? Yeah.
Probably.
I don't. Yeah.
Well, I was
probably.
gonna say
Just
because
say
it's
yes.
like a female he can control.
I don't know. He can go get another one though.
Another wife or another Cricket?
Another cricket.
I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable leaving Cricket in the outback.
Right. Okay. Let's move on.
I love that we're kind of we're
That's like at the end of the movie.
micro
We're stuck on
dissecting.
Cricket.
Yeah, because this is Cricket's phone.
This movie has a lot to dissect.
It does. So we get to a stop for some petrol
Yep.
and whatever, and he's like, "Isn't the beach just down there, whatever?" And the locals are like, "What beach?
What beach?
No, they're not beach."
Right.
And it's kind of they're clearly saying just go over to this other place because this place doesn't exist. And they watch him leave in the end in that way that all horror fans know is they know there's a beach, but they don't want to send people to that beach. And as it turns out, you're not supposed to go there.
Okay.
Yep.
Did that place also have a coin-operated gas pump?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Wild.
you-
I noted that also.
Okay. That was crazy. He goes up to it, puts coins in a box, and then pumps his gas. Wild.
I never heard of that.
The same.
I mean,
Maybe it's an Australia thing,
Well,
but
back-
I mean,
yeah.
I can remember my parents pumping gas in the late 70s. But
Yeah.
wild.
Why?
Again, ahead of its time.
Head of it. Oh, and that's right. The beach is next to a slaughterhouse, the abattoir.
Oh, so I didn't even.
It is?
Yeah, that's where they're talking about the abattoir and whatever. And I was like, that's really weird to be like, I want to have like a beach vacation by the beach slaughterhouse beach.
Interesting.
Oh.
Struck
Okay.
me as weird.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because you probably didn't know what the word abattoir meant.
Yeah.
Maybe, probably.
I'm very sophisticated and also
How
macabre.
uncultured of you. I didn't know what it was.
Yes.
either.
Because Scott was like, wait, when did they say slaughterhouse? And I'm like, it's an abattoir. Okay, I'm alone in my macabre highbrow principles.
Say the word again.
Abattoir.
Trois?
Toi.
As in
That's
like
how it's-
French?
Yeah, it's spelled like, I don't know exactly, but I think it's Abattoir. Abattoir.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it is
Abattoir.
French.
Abattoir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, private keep out, not as far as Peter is concerned.
Well, that sign was like flat on the ground. You had to go pick it up and pull it off the ground.
Because nobody's been there because you're not supposed to go there.
Okay.
But he doesn't care. He wants to go there.
Well, of course, how do you find it? How do you find out about it? Like,
Well, it probably used to be
internet.
open.
yeah, say right. Was it freaking Rick Steves?
1978, it
Rick
was-
Steves is there.
He found a map,
It
a
probably
buried map with it.
he probably had gone by it at some point when it used to be open. But it's not really where you're supposed to go anymore.
I don't know. I feel like this is like a friend of a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
Could
kinda
be.
kinda
Yeah.
thing.
Someone. Yeah. Somehow.
This is the game telephone of campgrounds.
Right.
I kept calling it a campsite, but
It's really
or a
just-
campground. I mean,
Yeah, and it's
but
not.
it's really just the woods,
And
the
so
beach.
they're going around in circles trying to find like the beach and like the camping area. It's quite overgrown in places. It's almost like the branches are like, they're kind of attacking them.
Yes.
Because it's like the branches are like, you're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to drive your weird little camper car through here.
Right.
It is funny looking. It looks like a toy. It's besides the point.
Bruce Scott probably liked that vehicle. I bet he was probably like, "Yeah, I'd take
for
one of
sure.
those."
Absolutely.
When I tell you that I want that car so bad, that is like, yes,
I
very,
think
very much so.
It was actually perfect.
All it needed was a ladder on the back, and
Yeah, right.
it was just like mwah, chef's kiss. I loved how much glass there was on it. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like the whole like back of it was open.
I make a really good car to use vehicle for camping like that,
camping?
and for camping in the
That
back
you
if
can
you
like
want to do that.
beat the crap out of.
Mhm.
Yeah, apparently you can just
Absolutely.
run into anything and it's fine.
Yeah.
But he did manage to get a flat tire on the car, like I
Yeah.
had mentioned
Right.
earlier. So he did do something.
Yeah.
So Marcia comes up with, I think, a very reasonable thing.
Marcia.
Which is, she's like, okay, it's like the middle of the night. We've been driving around. Can we go to a hotel? Figure it out in the morning. I think that is reasonable. Like, she's, again, I'm not defending Marcia, but at like this point, it is kind of like, this seems like it's not a great plan.
Like setting up a campsite in the dark.
Yeah, seems not great. But anyway, Peter
persists.
But again,
Yeah.
if you get there to what maybe he thinks is some kind of campish site, you have the headlights on, you can set up your tent. I mean, it can be done, but you also get to sleep in the car because that's what it's for anyway.
It's also not unreasonable to want a toilet.
That's true.
And she brings that up. So he eventually gets us somewhere and he kind of tells her like, yeah, it was right out of that. And
Well, this is the other time they sleep in the car.
yeah.
She wakes up
And he's like, set up camp.
and everything's done. It's
Yeah.
all set up.
And the
it's
beach
done.
is right over there.
And that's the other time I'm like, you slept through that?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get to see again I think this is when we see the Tasmanian devil. We see an adorable koala. It's so cute. Adorable Australian wildlife. We love it. So when she wakes up, he's hacking into a tree and she's like, she even asked like why he's doing that. And it's like, he's just...
No, the funny thing was Sandra first was like, why is he hacking into that tree? And I was just about to defend him when she asked him the same question. He's just like, just cuz. Like, okay, well, fuck you then.
Yeah, there was no reason to cut down the tree.
What was your defense going to be?
Well, I thought the tree might be dead, and maybe he was like, if it's dead,
No,
it's
in
fine
fact,
to
the
like
tree is very
cut
healthy.
it down and
Yeah.
use it as firewood or build a chair out of it or whatever.
Okay.
This is before I was really, really on board with him being a complete
Chair
asshole.
out of it. I'm making a cabin for the weekend that we're here. Because I'm Peter. And that's how I roll.
I'm Peter. The tree is actually really healthy and beautiful, which comes into play later.
Yeah.
And then he says something. She's like, "Where's my clothes?" And he's like, "What do you need clothes for?" Like, he's so obnoxious. He's just like he acts like a spoiled like tween boy sometimes. Like, it's so off-putting.
I think it's kind of like cavemanish,
Yeah,
I mean,
he's trying to be.
his point is like, we're alone, you can go naked. But,
Maybe
not
just
everyone
watch it.
wants to be naked.
Yeah.
You're not naked.
Yeah, I was gonna
So
say,
why
you
would
like
you
clothes.
expect me?
I think in the context of what is going on in their life and marriage at that time, we come to find out they have not had relations in a fair amount of time. Again, for reasons that we will get to shortly. I think that was his way of, because he clearly wants to, that comes up later. And I think it's a way he's making a grasp at like,
You don't have any
Oh, yeah.
clothes.
oh, you can be naked.
Yeah.
And then,
that's so smooth.
ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a good line.
You can
I'm just
smell
saying,
the Axe body spray from here.
I
agree
I
with
can
you.
see that's his
Back
way
then,
of
I
like,
think it was Stetson.
Ditson from the Outback. So then this is really deplorable. She steals an eagle egg
yeah.
because, well, as we found out, she just wants to take something from the baby.
And by eagle, we mean what Americans refer to as seagulls.
Yes.
Yes.
And
It wasn't an
he's-
American eagle.
it is a freedom bald eagle that they stole. No, I'm just kidding. And he's like, he's even like, that's kind of weird,
Yeah.
But she clearly doesn't want to give it back. Later, not too long, the eagle will attack. And rightfully so. And then Marsha throws the egg and breaks it. And it's just so heartless. It's so cold.
Yeah.
Anyway, so just that.
And then
happens.
there's the ants that are
You can't
on-
just go into nature and spray insecticide. Ew.
Yeah, you're going to get them all.
unless it's Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets can die.
Okay, here's the thing though. Let's just, I don't want to, it's rude. It's rude to go into the animal or the insect's house that you are invading and be like, you know what, you're an inconvenience to me in your home.
You know what? The rest of nature will thank me for killing the Yellow Jackets. though.
Okay,
There's no one else. I don't think Yellow Jackets like Yellow Jackets.
I'm going to let you and the Yellow Jackets and God sort that out. But I mean, it's obviously very like, what are you doing? Don't spray them. Like, move your food or
Yeah,
whatever.
I know. See,
Yeah.
also, put your shit away.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to remind you of this when there's a
That's
potato
orange
bug in our
peels.
tent.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
now she's definitely not
Yeah,
going camping
dude.
with you.
ruined
rookie
it.
mistake.
Like a potato bug.
I love all bugs and insects except for ticks and potato bugs. Potato bugs,
Hey,
I don't mess with those
What's along
guys.
with a
I
Jerusalem
don't think
cricket?
anyone likes those.
I had one of those inside
I
my
do.
sweatshirt once.
I like potato bugs. I think
and
they're
you
cool.
didn't light
What?
yourself on
Yeah.
fire.
No,
Like legitimately, I think they're really cool.
no.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, no. Oof, yikes.
We can't.
I hate them.
They're hard.
They're
It's
not-
a hard sell for me.
Hate them.
There's something wrong with those.
Yeah,
It's
they're just too big.
Yeah,
they're like a dinosaur.
they are basically.
Like if I turn the corner and there is a T-Rex,
Nature
or I
forgot
turn the
them.
corner and
Yeah.
there's a potato bug, my reaction
But
would be the same.
the T-
Oh shit!
Jurassic Park.
The
It's
T
Jurassic
Rex
Park.
though is you'd be like, okay, oh, it's gonna eat me, but the potato bug is also gross.
No, I think the potato bug's gonna eat me,
So,
and
I don't know.
it's gross.
This is gross. I don't. Yeah.
If David Lynch had directed this movie, we would have had more close-ups on the ants.
Like, why have we not had a potato bug horror film yet? That's what I don't
It's
understand.
too obvious, too on the nose.
Ugh.
People aren't ready. People aren't ready. Okay.
So they spray the ants.
Rude.
And then, but then again, we hear them. We hear
hear
they're
them.
dying and they're screaming, and that's one of the things about this film that I like is whenever something happens to nature, or in nature about whatever, you hear it.
Me too. I like
You
that.
know, and I thought that was really cool. How you like this? It was
Right, but there's
hunting.
also you start to see a pushback. Like, she kills the ants, the spear gun goes off, but the safety was on. And there's a lot of those incidents. They do something happens back. They do something happens.
Yep.
Okay.
That's very. It's a tit for tat.
Yeah.
So then, Peter goes swimming. I was looking at my note and it says Bruce was gonna eat Peter. I was really rooting for it to be a shark and they were going to eat Peter. I was gonna be so happy with that.
But was it before he go? But he goes on. He goes. I'm gonna go on a walkabout. Isn't that what he
Yeah.
says?
Yeah.
Like he's going on a walkabout. And she asks what he's doing. You're just like, okay, that's a
All right, see you in
right. See you in 7 years.
right.
And she talks about at one point she drops a little Easter egg for us that she recently went through something where she almost died.
Right.
So then we're kind of like, okay, we're like getting somewhere.
And then you immediately get Peter with his gun, goes on walkabout with his rifle and his dog,
Oh, he
and he
is.
starts shooting the beer.
And he's
shooting
drinking.
shit.
Right.
He's drinking and using firearms, which is like, come on, people. Like, he clearly has never learned gun safety. You don't point guns at people. You don't drink when you fire guns.
Yeah.
Right.
This is easy math, Peter. Easy math. And he litters. He's a litterer. He litters several times in this movie.
That's true. But he throws his beer bottle in the ocean and shoots it.
We're gonna restart. We're gonna restart the stream here real quickly. We're having some technical difficulties. Just hang.
Thank you for bearing with us as the internet, much like nature, has decided
I know.
that
What,
we are
what
the
do
enemy.
we do though?
That's right. We're just being Peters. We're just being
know.
Peters and Marshes here.
No, we're not being Peters.
So he is a litter bug, which is awful. And I love the neglected molded doll he finds on
Yeah.
the beach. That's some good foreshadowing.
The sea-worn Barbie.
Oh, and there was also something Marcia was wearing. I don't know if it actually was, but she's wearing this long sleeve, long floor length robe. It looks like it's made of flannel. And I was like, interesting outdoors outfit
Good,
choice.
and it's white too, isn't
It's
it?
yellow. It's like pale
Yeah.
yellow.
But
Yeah.
like pale yellow, like a good thing to take in the dirt and
Yeah, clearly she's like,
to go
I
camping with.
was not intending to be wearing camping clothes. He kills a mama duck
Yeah.
because of his foolishness.
Yeah.
Because he wants to scare the birds.
Yeah.
I hate him. There was mosquitoes. I said, I hope the mosquitoes eat them alive.
This is
That's the thing. He shoots at the birds, the mosquitoes attack.
Mm-hmm.
He shoots the beer bottle in the ocean. The ants attack the chicken after she's already sprayed.
Yeah.
There's just all these like tit for tats that
Yeah.
keep happening.
okay. right.
Yeah, very good. And he sees the van on the beach, and that's like really suspicious to him because he knows nobody else is like supposed to be here too. So he's kind of like, huh,
How
what's
does he
up with
know
there being
that
other people
though?
there? Huh?
How does he know that though? That no one else is supposed to be there. I mean, if he's there,
Because of the signs.
Right.
Well, because it's
But
like,
if he ignores him, why can't other people?
well, yeah, but I mean, it's just another indication that like, because it's a closed beach, you're not supposed to be there anymore. So it's weird that there's other people there. But to Marcia, it's not weird because she's like, well, yeah, there people are vacationing here.
But to say that other people can't break the rules, but he can, it's just like all sorts of entitled on his part. which
Well,
I
yeah,
guess
of course.
is
Yeah.
what his character is.
Yeah, but it's just in general, it's just weird because we as an audience know this is not a vacation spot people flock to.
And I keep waiting for the murderer to show up. You
Me
know
too.
what I
I
mean?
was I was convinced
At
he
this
was,
point, I'm
yeah.
still waiting. Like, oh, okay, we got the people in the van. Like, all right.
For a long time, I was convinced that he was going to kill her, but pretty quickly you can pick up on the nature thing. They're tit for tat, as we say. So she has a trauma, and it's like she doesn't want to have relations, and he's being really insensitive and kind of weird about it.
Yeah.
I think
put
he's
it
just
mildly.
straight up being, very mildly. Yeah, he's being straight. I mean, he tells her to fuck off.
Yeah, then it turns
Or no, to
angry.
fuck up. Go fuck yourself is
Yeah,
what he says.
it's like at
Yeah.
first he's being weird, and then he gets angry.
like
it-
asking questions like, well, when do you think you'll be
Exactly.
You know, when
Yeah.
you know.
I'm only a man. I have needs. Is literally what he's about to say before she cuts him off. Ugh.
Ugh.
And the effing, as you say,
Yeah.
Right.
that part was like, he's like, I'm gonna go do this. She's like, what am I supposed to do? He's like, why don't you go fuck yourself?
Yeah.
I remember I was like, damn, dude.
She,
Most marriages don't recover.
She does.
That's true. She does. She
Oh, yeah.
literally takes him. Yeah.
she takes and also there's nothing wrong if you want to read erotic books.
No,
You read what you want to
absolutely.
read,
That's
people.
right.
Don't judge me.
Yeah, only Judy can judge me.
But then she's hearing that
Hearing like baby
scream
crying
or whatever.
and-
That
Oh, she almost has a, like
screaming
almost
and-
kind of premonition-y kind of thing. She's picking up on it a little bit more that something doesn't want them to be there.
yes, oh for sure.
Yeah.
She's catching the drift, if you will.
And I will. So she's like, there's something in the water.
See, that's the thing though. It's so
Yeah.
crazy. They hate each other so much at times,
Mhm.
but then every time she's like, Peter, there's something coming to eat you, or whatever, you know, and likewise, he runs to her several different times to help her when she's freaking out about something or whatever it is. It's like weird how like they, at one minute they're just so vile to each other, and then the next minute they're trying to help each other.
If I may,
Yes, please.
codependency,
Okay.
I think, is the name of the game here.
Classic.
Classic. But they hate each other, but they can't get away from each other because they're so codependent on one another. But it is like, it's, you know, it would be really hard to imagine being in a relationship with anybody the way they talk to each other because
Right.
it's so abusive.
Yes.
So of course, what are you gonna do when you're swimming in the ocean? Again, you're in the ocean's house and you're swimming in there. Well, by God, you're gonna shoot at it indiscriminately from the
Of course.
shore. I was appalled. And so we haven't found out what it is yet that
No,
he shot.
in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they're wearing matching track
I have
jackets.
that also. I have that on here also.
Adidas, baby.
Yeah.
Adidas.
He wears Adidas shoes
Oh,
too.
those
He
shoes are
does.
sweet.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want those.
Yeah.
I'll take the tracksuit too, but
I told you this movie was ahead of its time.
And there's even a part when he says, most sharks are harmless. And it's like, well, then why did you shoot it?
yeah.
I was Tuesday years old. I watched this on Tuesday. I was Tuesday years old when I learned what a chook was.
Chook. I had to look it up too.
Yeah. Slang for chicken.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
It's not the fucking chook.
Oh my God. This chook's gone off. Oh, I was dying. And I was like, the mold on the chook, please let them eat them. Please let them eat the moldy chook. Which it was like, I don't know much about preparing meats, and I won't pretend I do. But isn't it weird to defrost it and then put it back if you're not going to eat it? Aren't you not supposed to do that?
You know what's weirder is if it was defrosted. I mean, if it was just frozen and now it has mold on it. That shouldn't happen.
That shouldn't
fast.
happen.
Right.
And it's so drippy. It's like, that chook has gone off.
Yeah. It was no
That
good.
chook's gone
Well,
off
if
the
they're
rails.
camping and they're storing it in ice cubes, then yeah, it's going to be drippy.
But it's like
'cause
pink
'cause,
drippy.
Yeah, that's what meat does.
Yeah.
When you store it in a
This is
cooler
even
with
more,
ice.
I'm not camping.
That chuck need to
I'm
get
doing
chucked.
you a favor,
So.
girl.
track jackets. Eagle attacks.
This is when the eagle gets him.
Seagull attacks.
I said, Birdie, take your egg back.
It doesn't though.
Nope. And so, well, and then she breaks the goddamn egg. It's like, just give it back.
But it's kind of funny. He's just standing there. All of a sudden, of course, what we call again, we'll call it a seagull or whatever, comes down, attacks him for a good 15 seconds or whatever, flies away.
I would like to imagine that's one of the birds that they were like, can we borrow that bird?
Oh, maybe, yeah. Can we get that from Tiffy?
That's possible, for sure.
But anyway, I like how she just walks towards him because he's like, and then he's just like, bloody eagle just attacked me.
Right. Well, he says eagles don't attack people, and she says spear guns don't go off with the safety on.
Right.
Exactly.
There you go.
So what was I gonna say? Oh, and here, this is where it's gonna get kind of yucky. This takes a very dramatic turn.
Yep.
We find out that she terminated a pregnancy. We're going to talk about that a little bit. So if you don't want to talk about that, that's just your warning. And that is where a lot of the tension comes from.
Mm-hmm.
However, they are not on the same page at all about the situation. How much more about infidelity and stuff do we learn at that point? Not yet?
No, I think it's
No,
all
I
of
think
them the same
this
time.
is where they have it. They finally have it out, but
And she did not want to terminate
but it feels like it's just saying that she had a lover.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I feel like they both did.
Yeah.
It's just she got pregnant and terminated the pregnancy.
And she didn't want to.
And that as soon as they get back on Monday, she's filing for divorce.
Right.
Is how the conversation kind of
ends.
ends.
We will come back to the fight in the car. That's where we learn some more about them too. So there's a possum. The possum is there, and he's a good possum because, okay, everybody knows this about camping. You're not supposed to leave food out because that attracts animals. You're supposed to pack it up. You're supposed to like put it up high or whatever. You get a special box that you put it in, like something. So the possum, he deserves his grapes.
Yes.
He earned those grapes.
He does. And Peter just kind of was like, hey, buddy. I don't know what his plan was to get the grapes or whack it away or just kind of say howdy because he was doing some drinking, I think, right?
He was drunk.
Yeah.
But then the possum, animal number 2 attacks Peter.
Yeah, so the possum bites him, and now he wants to leave.
That's right, because they had their fight. She's in the car, like kind of locked herself in the car, but she can't drive away because Peter turned the power to the auxiliary versus from the engine. She doesn't know how to do it at that point yet to switch it back.
Right.
So then they're basically not sleeping together at this point anymore. And then Peter finally walks back in. Let me in with the hand thing. I was like, all right, we're leaving in the morning.
We're leaving in the morning. Yeah. I've been bit. So it turns out he shot a mama sea cow.
Yes.
Washed up on the shore.
Yeah.
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 That sucks. At this point, I officially hate them both, but he's worse. They kill a crab, but
run it over.
I don't think you're supposed to drive on the beach because you could kill like the critters that live there. So, like, rude.
It depends. I think some beaches you can do that.
Some beaches have a no driving policy. Others do not.
I think in my life, the majority of beaches I've been to, you wouldn't drive on.
I feel like it's a more modern thing to, you know, not.
And probably, like, back in the day, it was probably kind of like a courtesy of like, well, don't drive on the beach. But it wasn't like as... I
also feel sand would just get everywhere in the vehicle, so I don't know that that's good for it. But anyway, whatever.
So the crab... Oh, Peter's creeping around the van.
The van that is in the water now.
Oh, he's creeping around their campsite.
Yeah, he goes finds a campsite.
Yeah, and because he's like, we'll leave or whatever, but I want to see this. So this is when they kind of have it out in the van a little bit.
Yeah.
So there's two vans. There's the van in the water with a dead child in it. which
Right.
is horrifying. And he
Right.
goes creeping around their campsite and sees like,
Yes.
and then there's their little van thing that they're in. So they fight in their van, not the van under the water.
Correct.
Right.
And there's also a dog in the tent
Who is really scared.
of the found campsite.
Yeah.
It's just like he's trying to get it to come out, and the dog is just growling and won't let anyone touch it. So he just zips the tent up and leave. So
Yeah.
we don't know what happened to that dog.
I guess
Still there to this day.
he's probably still there.
The dog is probably ruling the forest now. I don't know. He's, you know,
I hope so.
As he should.
I hope that dog became king.
I mean,
I want you to be king.
him and Cricket probably ended up, you know.
King and queen of the
Oh, I love that
Yeah.
for
of the
them.
Australian
Of the
beach.
outback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of the outback.
And the beach
Doing a
is,
little walkabouts.
is absolutely gorgeous, by the way. Didn't talk about
Oh,
that really, but the beach is
That's the
so
thing.
beautiful.
The link you got us was gorgeous. I mean, it looked great.
Yeah.
But the cinematography is excellent. I would love to go there and hang out
Yep.
for sure.
So okay, they're fighting in their van, and this is when they're talking about there's the infidelity thing, and then like they're suburbanites, right? Like this isn't their normal milieu.
Right.
And I keep losing my train of thought. Cricket. Anyway, this is when she says, he basically didn't want to have kids, it seems, because he wanted to get ahead. He wanted to like climb the corporate ladder. He wanted to like go to dinner parties and have cocktails and stuff, right? That's kind of like what she's
That was her
indicating.
assumption of what he wanted. Because doesn't he say, what? Me? I love kids.
right. So they clearly have had communication issues for a very long time.
Correct. Correct.
And then it's kind of like, no, this is divorce court.
Yeah.
We're
She
not doing this.
flat out says, I'm getting divorced on Monday. He's like, it's a long weekend, babe. You have to wait till Tuesday.
Yeah. So then he's like, we can't leave Cricket. And then she's figured out how the auxiliary.
She finally figures it out. Yeah. that
Yeah.
There's a little switch in the center console.
Yep.
Yep. So she's legit gonna leave him there.
Mhm.
And like, here's the thing: is I was thinking about this too, and I was like, I'm in no way defending Peter or whatever, but I was kind of like, you might be dooming him to death. Like, if you leave him there, that's kind of a death sentence because it's not pretty. So that's kind of serious. And I'm not saying she's right or she's wrong,
Right.
but it was like, there's already dead people out here. Nobody comes here. So anyway, it's just like, that's pretty serious. to,
That's like saying leaving your kidnapper in the woods is dangerous to your kidnapper because they might die in the woods. Like
She
he
said she wants to leave.
he has
numerous
literally
times.
trapped her there. He disconnected the
Look,
battery
I'm-
without telling her how to reconnect it.
I'm not defending or anything her, but that for me, like, made me feel kind of like the gravity of the situation is what I'm saying, is that she would be fine leaving him there with no resources.
True.
Okay.
In nature.
All right.
Birds attack.
So she
does leave.
She leaves.
She does leave. She's
Yeah.
Right. She's like, screw you, I'm out of here. Leaves him and Cricket
Mhm.
to their own devices, like you said.
Yeah.
All they have is a spear gun, basically, and like 3 bullets left.
Yeah.
But this time he's kind of hanging out, doing whatever, and he goes in the tree. He goes near the tree, and the tree keeps throwing branches down at him, trying to get him.
We gonna get him.
gonna get him. So it's pretty cool. I think that's a pretty cool idea how the trees
like that
actually,
too.
even the trees going for
You
him.
reminded me of those trees that throw the apples.
Apples and Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, it was the same trees. It's the same actor trees they hired.
Hey, who do you think you are?
Oh, and then
But yeah, so they're by the.
Oh, yeah.
They have a campfire.
they're separated now.
They're separate. She's driving. Birds attack her windshield. They're going at her.
Yeah.
And then he's at the campfire, and then a bird goes in and just swoops down and drops something down in his lap, basically.
Yeah, and okay, this is like really silly. She like runs into a spider web with the car, and that is what it makes her get out of the car. I mean, it's a little silly,
But it was kind of cool. They had that spider shadow. Did you see that?
Oh yeah.
When she
It's
pulled
a
in.
cool shot.
It's
was
just
pretty
funny
cool.
of all the things going on. She was like, not the spider outside my vehicle.
Yes, it's much safer outside of the vehicle with the spider than it is inside.
Right.
And Peter is kind of freaking out. Like, frankly, he's starting to get like a little jittery and paranoid.
Right.
And Cricket's barking her head off, trying to warn you, you idiot,
Right.
about what's happening. And so the sea cow, let's check back with the sea cow. The sea cow is dead. He's fired multiple bullets into the sea cow, and it is making its way closer.
You never see it move, but
Right.
it just keeps
Getting closer.
It keeps close. And now it's in the campsite.
And I told Scott, I'm like, the sea cow is giving me Telltale Heart vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like the consciousness,
Yeah, I like
you
that.
know,
Yeah.
kind of like, look what you have wrought.
Yes. The beating of its hideous heart. I like that.
Thank you.
But, so the bird though that drops something, he picks it up and it's Marcia's shoe. I love that. I think that was so cool.
Me too. It's kind of like, here's a warning, bitch.
Yep,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Got your shoe.
And it's dirty, and the shoe
Yep.
is haggard.
I know. And he just kind of like looks at it and throws it in the fire.
Well, he knows. At this point, Peter gets what's going on.
I thought that was so funny too, that he's like, yeah,
Like,
Cricket's
But
Cricket's out
burn
here
it, there's no evidence.
Cricket's out here fighting for her and Peter's life. And he shoots into the carcass, I think, more at that. He's blindly firing into the dark.
Yeah, he's aspiring at the
that's right.
noises.
I said the bird in the shoe is like the owl post in Harry Potter. That's where the concept came of. Here's a message.
Is a bird in a shoe worth two in the fist?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Just checking.
That's where that saying originated
That
from,
was it.
is the Outback. So we're getting to see that a little bit over time at this point, that where they first arrive was green and lush with a healthy tree, and the landscape around them is now dry.
Okay.
Notice that, like the grasses and stuff are dry.
Yep. So anyway, so Peter's got he fires all his bullets, picks up the spear gun,
You
basically,
take it.
because that's the last thing he has, and
The
then
first time in the history of 1970s films that a gun runs out of ammunition.
That's right.
Swear to God, he fired off an entire like Dick's hardware store full worth of rounds in that movie.
Yeah.
He did.
Probably.
It was a
Anyway, he goes around, hears the noise, shoots the spear gun. We don't know what's going on, and then basically it fades and then comes back up to morning time. And do we wake to what? Wake to Cricket? Oh, no, we wake. The shot is him, Peter, kind of just sitting there, still in the same position, basically, but kind of a little shivering, a little
Shell-shocked?
shocked,
Yeah.
basically. And then the
Yeah.
camera pans along, and it basically pans up to Marcia with a spear sticking out of her neck.
He shot her.
Yeah. So
Self-defense. Shoe's coming right for him.
With that other shoe.
you're
Yeah.
coming right for us.
So, this is when he sets fire to the sea cow.
Well, because at this point,
It's all the way up.
it's all the way up, like right there into the camp at this point.
You murdered me.
Basically, yes.
So torches it.
Yes, let's use the rest of our gasoline.
Yep.
On,
Yes. Which
almost the rest.
petrol.
almost the rest of our
'Cause
petrol.
He does. I remember he does try and fill the car up at the very end.
It was certainly wasteful thing to do.
It was very
because
wasteful.
you're still stuck out in the middle of nowhere.
At this point, he doesn't care. He's pretty much lost his brain, I think.
Yeah.
And I think somebody mentioned earlier the short shorts.
Yes.
But
short
I mean,
shorts.
it gets to the point where it's like, Peter, my brother in Christ, where are your pants? So at he gets the car stuck in the mud.
Yeah,
gets
he's
some-
just driving willy-nilly.
I would say willy-nilly. I would second that willy-nilly.
I mean, again, he's trying to get out, but
He
keeps
but everything
somehow.
just somehow keeps looping around and
Yep.
making, he fills
What little gas?
what little petrol he has left, and he's driving around, and he comes back on the
Yep.
gas can again.
Yep.
Circling.
And now he's like, yeah, that's right. He drives away, stuck in the gas, and like,
Yeah.
I guess we're hoofing it
Right.
on foot.
And so he gets out, and I will say this, the man can run. Like, probably cross-country in his
Mhm,
day.
for sure.
So then he's yeah, he's running. My favorite part, he comes across an adorable snake and an adorable blue tongue skink, and he's like, huh, huh. And it's like, no, they're cute. Blue tongue skink is, I don't know what type of snake that was,
I don't
but
know.
the blue tongue skink, I don't think it's gonna get you. But he just goes, meh.
I mean, that was the
I feel
point.
like everything's trying to get him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at
at
that
this
point,
point-
everything is
Right.
Even the non-venomous snakes are trying
Right.
to get him.
And then Neil sent us home with the most poetic fucking ending.
and so he finally makes it out to the road. He stumbles on there like, I finally made it. Of course, big trucker coming down. Immediately a bird comes into the guy's cabin, starts going at him so the trucker can't see, smacks right into Peter, mows him down.
It's a good decapitation.
Peter's over. Peter's done. So, and it's a good hit.
It
And
is a good hit.
And
Yeah.
that's the bird with the egg.
Yeah, the egg bird. I'm going to say that it probably is.
I did not clock this, but the trivia in something or the said
IMDb,
that
maybe?
the driver of the truck was also at the gas station.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't. Again, I don't.
You know what? I think you're
I
right.
can't say for sure, but
Yeah.
I did read something.
I
That
think
said
that's
it's,
right.
It's the same guy, which would also be poetic because it
Full
also
circle.
brings all that full circle.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's a good hit because it isn't like a whole, it doesn't do like a big build up to it.
No, it's really
It's just like he
sudden.
gets up there and then boom, and then it's boom.
Yeah.
Knocks him down and
And it's like it
Yeah.
is the nature that gets him in the end, but
Yeah.
not how he thought, right? Not like how he thought nature was
Right.
gonna get
Right.
him. And don't make nature mad. And to be such a
Yeah.
heedless jerk, to pretend like you love nature, but you really don't.
don't respect it, at least, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, and then there's their whole dynamic, and it's a lot. This movie actually gives you some things to kind of parse out, and but it's very satisfying that Peter is no more.
For sure. I am not getting an image on Instagram right now.
Okay.
Oh.
Are we on, Scott?
So
On Instagram, we're not.
On YouTube.
I was gonna say, well, when we get back, if you can hear us, we should probably go to our game.
yeah,
we should be
people
on.
are still
Okay.
catching up. Maybe it's that Wi-Fi thing with your computer again.
All right.
Who knows?
Oh, a little lag. We might be dealing with some lag.
Who knows?
I mean, I will say that the image sucks right now because I have the bit rate set to like potato, but
Potato.
Potato bug.
it's
bitrate.
working.
It's working. All right. All
The
right.
audio's the important part.
It's
That
just,
is.
It's just mine.
Yeah. So I will say that about 1/3 of the way through the film, I looked over to Sandra, and when I realized what the theme was, and I said, I'm looking forward to this Reverse Hills Have Eyes third act.
Okay.
And I feel like I didn't really get it. Like, oh yeah, they were terrified and they were running around and all
You
that
wanted
kind
more
of
of
stuff.
a payoff.
I really wanted like nature to just absolutely fuck with them for the last act of this film. You know what I mean? Like have that revenge moment.
Mhm.
That's the part that, when I say like I really like this movie, I really appreciate
You
this
kind of
movie.
wanted to go a little harder.
Yeah, and it's not
Yeah.
and I wouldn't even say that I'm criticizing it for that.
Yeah.
I just
It would have been nice.
it would have been more enjoyable if there was that catharsis at the end.
Yeah.
Other than just a very, very good beheading.
Like to be swarmed by ants.
See, I like that it didn't go, I guess, too hard that way because to keep it more based in realism, I guess, if you will, and that the fact that it almost used humans to kill humans in the movie. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's
Like
true.
it's like nature
Yeah.
like tricked them or did whatever it had to make them get each other.
Yeah, that's a really
know what I mean?
that's a really good point. Like, yeah, I can see it both ways because I was really enjoying nature tormenting them.
Yes. And I think it did a good job, and that's part of why I like this film is that
Yeah.
to me it's done in a way that was fairly. I'm gonna say cruel isn't the right word, but it was definitely fucking with them pretty good.
It's
And-
poetic.
And
I
it
find
is poetic. It's
Yeah.
very poetic, but it's just as a. I just like the thing with the sea cow making its way up closer and closer.
Oh, hold on.
Okay,
hold
yeah,
I'm
hold on,
sorry.
Skookum Mike. Okay.
We just Zardoz.
We just Zardoz
did
Skookum Mike.
Zardoz.
Yes.
Congratulations.
You've been Zardoz,
and
my
Mike, if you
friend.
don't know that reference, go see our Zardoz episode. You'll understand. But I feel so
TLDR.
proud of that.
TLDR, Neil didn't like Zardoz until we were talking about Zardoz, and it was like, do I fucking appreciate Zardoz now?
Pretty much.
I still say we need a Zardoz sound effect.
Or like a GIF, like he comes on in his red apparatus, like, you know, I don't know.
Like a stamp that goes chunk,
Chunk,
and
yeah.
it's like says Zardoz.
I've been Zardoz.
Why don't we have a shirt that says
I
that?
know, certified Zardoz.
The problem is there haven't been that many on the show, actually, though.
No, there haven't.
So
No, though I always love to hear your guys' opinions and stuff because it's fun to hear perspective.
Mhm.
And I like with that, like I like Scott's perspective and I like yours because normally you're also a go harder
yes, I am.
kind of person, so that's kind of cool.
Yes, I am.
How about some Australian trivia?
Okay. Since it
I was not
was,
prepared for that
since-
bumper.
We snuck it.
but
on.
you did it. You did
You
it.
nailed it.
Since this was my pick, I prepared the activity for this evening, and I wanted to keep it in the land down under,
I come from the land.
the only
country.
country that is also a continent.
We love that. Can we get a point for that? Because we all knew that.
That would be Australia.
I,
All right.
I love those earrings. I love that they pull so much focus for me. The little chainsaws, they go. I've got these.
So we're gonna start with Australian slang. I'm
Okay.
gonna read you some words.
I've got Chuck.
some terms. That's right. I know you just truck. Okay, gone.
The Chuck's gone off.
Does green at the gills mean sick?
No,
Or is it blue at
Does
the
blue at the
gills?
gills mean sick?
That still is
We're
like
gonna
a hill
find
I'll
out.
die on. That was weird.
All right, children, pay attention. Here we
Okay,
go.
Go.
Ready?
Yes.
All right. What does this is gonna be close, but it's not what you think. What does chuck a sickie mean? Chuck a sickie.
That's a magic card.
By the way,
Does it?
Scott, at the end of this episode, you have to put the Chuck's gone off. And I feel like we should use that as like a little phrase, like when the game's afoot or something, or we find a reveal, the Chuck's gone off.
The chick's gone off. Okay.
So I'm
right.
gonna say it means.
I can tell you. Give you some I'll give you 4 choices.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Okay. Does it mean go to the beach, go to the doctor, go shopping, or take a day off work?
I'm gonna say take a day
Chuck a
off.
sickie.
Take a day off work.
Sure.
It means take a day off work.
Yeah.
Often pretending to be sick.
Right, because you're checking your sick day.
pretending.
Basically,
Okay.
yep.
Okay.
Very good.
Nice.
That's a check mark.
It's a little deduction.
Good job. Okay. What does fair dinkum mean? D-I-N-K-U-M.
Can we get context for
Fair
this?
dinkum. Does it mean honest, serious, funny, or angry? Fair
I think it's
dinkum.
Fair. That's
It's a fair
Honest?
dinkum.
honest.
Serious,
That's fair, dinkum.
funny, angry.
F-A-R-E or F-A-I-R?
F-A-I-R.
Okay.
Okay, Caleb, I'm lost on this one.
Fair dinky. That's a fair
Dinkum.
Not dinky.
That's a fair dinky you got
That's a fair-
too.
dinky.
My isn't that a musical? My Fair Dinky.
My fair
Something
dinky.
Yeah. Pretty sure it's a musical.
That's me later this weekend.
I think it's honest.
It is honest.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Producer Scott.
That's fair, dinkum.
That's fair dinkum.
That's Fair Dinkum.
You don't have like.
I think all these are going to be on our shirt
Yeah, we're
soon.
loving this.
Right.
We're loving this.
Uh,
Australia's
Is that our coup
Exactly.
we had on the Space Invaders cabinet?
I think it
back
is,
there?
yeah.
if at any point
It might be.
if at any point somebody in Australia is watching or listening to this is probably old ass slang or something.
Oh,
And they're
yeah,
like, oh my
right.
god, this is so embarrassing.
we haven't said that in a
Yeah.
long time.
And that these
Yeah, it is.
and that these cheeky Americans are like, we're gonna use these now. Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
we're Americans. We take it. We take it from you.
Okay.
We're taking fair dinkum right after Greenland.
It's Fair Dinkum.
Okay.
Yikes.
What does budgie smugglers mean?
Ooh.
Budgie smugglers. Is it a type of boat, a type of car, a type of bird, or a type of swimwear?
I'm gonna say bird.
I like
have to
swimwear.
I
be-
like swimwear, but that's because my mind's going
We're
somewhere
going
else.
swimwear.
Your mind went correctly.
Really?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It is a type of swimwear, a tight-fitting men's swimwear.
Yeah. That's.
Yep.
It's
also
you're
like-
smuggling
also-
some
also
boogies.
like my weekend.
Yep. Perfect. You put your fair dinky and your
Dinkies
budgie
and
smuggler.
budgie smugglers.
This sounds like what is it, the Wizard of Oz? What's that movie?
Oh, the Wicked.
Wicked. It sounds like
oh,
Wicked
oh,
talk.
the Munchkin talk.
Yeah.
Whenever, yeah. Okay. Okay. Where are we at?
Bougie smuggle.
Okay. What
Bougie.
the Australian term thongs means? What? Shoes, sunglasses, underwear, or hats?
It's
It's
shoes.
shoes.
It's like a flip flop.
It is a flip flop. Very good. In fact, that's what we used to call thongs
Yeah.
before someone invented flip flops.
Yeah.
Let me see
Yep.
those
Let me
thumbs.
see those
Okay.
flip-flops.
What does hoon mean? Hoon. Hoon.
Oh, I'm gonna need context.
Does it
for
mean
that.
to drive recklessly, to drive carefully, to drive slowly, or to drive illegally? Hoon. And this is like you gotta take a pick on this one.
Hoon.
Recklessly, carefully, slowly, or illegally.
recklessly like Peter?
Okay, is it a noun? Is it an adverb?
It would be an adjective.
Hoon.
I'm gonna say
No, maybe I'm sorry. I would no an adverb.
Can you use it in
an
a
adverb?
sentence?
No, I cannot,
See, I'm gonna.
because that'll give it away.
I feel like
Okay,
reckless.
he drives hoon.
Hoon dad over there driving so recklessly.
Recklessly is correct.
We got it.
Good
We
job.
got it.
You guys
We
are
got it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 5. Okay, what is a dunny? Is it a bird, a car, a boat, or a toilet?
Can you spell it?
Dunny. A dunny.
Toilet.
Isn't that something from Mist?
Huh?
I don't know what you're pulling.
Head scratch. Huh?
It's a magic card.
Yeah, it's a bathroom. It's a water.
It is a
closet.
toilet.
Toilet?
Yeah.
It is a toilet.
Oh.
One usually found outside.
How good
Okay.
are we?
You're doing really well.
All right.
Oh.
Very good.
Chat, please tell me someone got that Mist reference. Please tell me someone.
What? Which one?
My Mist joke.
Oh,
my
so
stupid
no,
Mist
sorry.
joke. Someone had to have gotten
I
that
laughed.
reference.
We
I
don't
don't
get it.
count.
What does the term bogan refer to? Bogan. What does the term
that golf?
bogan
Is it a
refer
ghost?
to? Does it refer to a bird, a car, a boat, or a person?
I thought it was
Well,
a
I'm thinking,
golf
I'm
term.
thinking of a boggart. Or a-
Yeah.
You did say boat right away before he gave.
No, I said ghost.
Oh, ghost.
I was thinking of
A
boggart.
boggart. Can we hear one more time?
What were the options?
Bogan, does it refer to a bird, a car, a boat, or a person?
Boat.
A turlet.
We already got that one. Boat. No. I don't know.
You have to just throw a dart.
Boat.
Boat.
Sure, boat.
It refers to a person,
Ah,
and it's basically like an unrefined or uncultured person.
us.
So
Totally us.
Wow.
We are
Yeah.
basement.
We are the
bogans.
Hoon Show.
certified bogan.
Certified bogan.
Bogan. Basement bogans.
That's okay. That's
Ooh,
only one
basement
you've missed.
bogans. I like that.
The bogans, yeah. Okay.
Is that the new name of our fan club?
God,
The
look,
bogans.
I have this horrible feeling that one of these words we keep saying, it probably means some horrible racist thing. And we're going to be like,
Canceled in Australia.
exactly. We didn't know. We thought it was a chicken. Okay, go ahead.
All right. What does esky mean? ESKY. What does esky mean? A bird, a car, a cooler, or a boat? Like a cooler you put food in, like they go
Cool.
with.
See, I think it's.
I like cooler too.
Cooler is correct.
Yeah,
It is a cooler.
but probably. Well,
Very good.
anyway.
All right,
Maybe it's
this
a
next
brand.
one is so easy. I'm ashamed to even say it.
We'll
Okay.
take it.
What does Barbie mean?
That's a grill.
Bar- grill.
It is a
Yeah.
grill or a barbecue. Very good.
We all know that from the commercials.
Yep.
I know it
Okay,
from Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber. I'm from Austria. Oh, good day. Let's put another shrimp on the Barbie. Okay,
Still funny.
still funny all these years. What is brekkie? BREKKIE.
Breakfast.
That is
yeah,
breakfast.
We all
Very
say
good.
brekkie. We all love brekkie.
We do, yes.
Yeah.
All right, very good, very good. You guys, that was
We
like
missed
you only missed
one.
one out of all those ones.
And
But
that was
now,
toboggan.
now
Oh shit. Okay. There's
we
more.
move into full-on trivia about
Oh.
Australia.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we celebrate that victory a little?
Okay, you get
I
one
know.
dance, one quick Victory dance.
Hey,
Very nice. Okay.
Okay.
Which constellation is depicted on the Australian flag? Is it on Andromeda, Cancer, the Southern Cross, or Piscis Austrinius?
This is annoying because I
It's
definitely,
the Southern Cross.
I
Isn't it?
definitely feel like I learned this at some point. Southern Cross.
Southern Cross is correct.
Oh,
Very good. Very good.
I don't
What,
even know
what,
that.
what
I
is
don't
it
even
that
know the
has
Southern
that
Cross.
has Ursa Major on it as the flag, though?
maybe that's what I'm getting confused with.
I do not
Yeah.
know.
I can picture the stars on the
California.
coin though. Yeah.
Okay. What two animals are featured on the Australian coat of arms? I'm not going to give you a choice here because it's like two of the most famous
It should be a
Australian animals.
kangaroo.
It's the dingo and the kangaroo.
Is it the dingo?
Not the
No.
dingo.
Is
Koala?
it the koala or kiwi?
Koala.
Nope. Nope.
Fuck.
It's the Tasmanian devil.
Nope.
It's
A wombat.
The
This animal sells insurance on TV.
It's a gecko.
Nope.
What else
It's
sells
an
it?
emu?
Yes.
Oh,
Really?
It's the emu. It's a kangaroo and an emu.
I don't even know that
I don't
insurance
know.
company.
Oh,
You know,
Liberty Mutual.
I don't know where else
Oh,
emus would come from, but I don't know that I necessarily thought that emus came
don't
from
know.
Australia.
yeah.
I don't know where else they would have come from. I mean, like, obviously,
my
I knew. Good
weird
job,
ass
Ty.
animals come from
My
Australia.
hat-
But...
Ty, very
off.
good.
Ty,
I doth my cap.
good job.
Oh, of fucking course, Ty. The Emu Wars. Of course. Do
There
you know
you
about
go.
the Emu Wars?
No.
Okay, that's a fun read.
Okay.
There's your homework.
I'll get on
Because
that.
that is actually a really
That's a good
really
rabbit hole.
fun rabbit
Okay.
hole. Yeah.
What percentage of Australia is classified as desert? 25%, 35%, or 45%?
I want to say 45.
I
I would, I would have
45
guessed
too.
because
higher.
it's so much
I
country.
know. I thought it was like 75%.
85%.
But remember, you're talking about classified as desert. So yeah, there might be a lot of dry or something, but the desert classification.
I still say
Mm.
45.
Now I'm thinking more like 25 or something.
The middle, 35.
We'll go with 35.
35 is correct. Good job, Caleb.
Play the middle.
If you visited a different Australian beach every day, how long would it take you to visit them all?
Oh my gosh.
29 years, 19 years, or 9 years?
Oh, it's,
Every day?
Every day. If you visited a different Australian
There's
beach
so much
every
coast.
day.
That's like...
isn't it just all coast on
But
the outside?
every day, even for 9 years, that's
That'd be so much.
a lot.
Isn't it really just all one beach, though, if you think about it?
I guess they're like
So
separately
I'm gonna say one day.
recognized. One day. 29 years, 19 years, or 9
We could
years.
split the middle and say 19 again.
Okay.
19.
The answer is actually 29 years.
Cool.
There are
That's so cool.
over 10,500 beaches in Australia.
That's so cool. That is so awesome.
Wow.
I love beaches. That sounds like a good
Yeah.
29 years well spent.
I wish that
walk
was
it?
my job.
I know, right?
Okay. How many time zones are there in Australia?
I believe there are 4.
Is this multi?
I believe there are 4.
No, well, I mean, I can make it multi, I guess.
I'm like
3, 4, or 5.
99%
How's
positive
that?
there's 4.
4. He seems confident.
All right.
4.
The answer is 3. The Australian Eastern Standard, the Australian Central Standard, the Australian Western Standard.
They must have done something then to just keep it that way because it's as wide as the U.S.
Hmm.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
You're wrong.
It could be, I guess.
Or they're wrong.
I guess
Australians-
Australian's website could be wrong.
Tell us.
They're probably wrong. It's probably like this coast, that coast, and everything else that we don't care about.
No, maybe.
What's out? What else you got?
Giant
Okay.
spider time.
Animals that will kill you, time. All right. Here's a fun one for you. Which Australian band won 10 ARIAs in 1997? The ARIA is the Australian Recording Industry Association. So kind of
97?
like the Grammys kind of here, the ARIA there. 1997. Is it Savage Garden, Midnight Oil, In Excess, or Natalie Imbruglia?
97.
In Excess is from Australia.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
97, I'm going to say Natalie.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah,
That
Savage
sounds
Garden was
right.
later than that.
Well, no, well, Savage Garden was
It was like
actually a little
99, wasn't
around
it?
that time.
Which
Ooh, now I'm thinking it might be
probably
Savage
means it's in
Garden.
excess.
Well, because we all sing It's So Lovely, let's go with Natalie
A
Imbruglia.
quick Google search also says Australia has 5 standards, so I think we have to just throw that.
No, so I actually saw several answers to that, and then I went on like the
Oh, okay.
Australia's website, like literally Australia.com or wherever the
Okay.
hell it was.
Okay.
I was trying to actually research to see which one is it.
Okay.
And Australia
Has
themselves say
3.
that they have 3
All right. Okay.
time zones. That's what they were saying.
Midnight oil.
So
How can
But
I
Natalie.
say
you guys, okay? The answer is Savage Garden.
Damn it!
Heck yeah.
Savage Garden.
We love Savage Garden.
Like a
though.
drink of cherry cola.
It's a name for Anne Rice, Savage Garden.
Was it? Is it?
Because that's what Lestat calls the world, is his Savage
okay.
Garden. Yeah.
Only about 3,000 times in the 3rd book.
Okay.
Not that we're complaining.
Here's one I think you guys will get.
Okay.
Which Australian instrument is thought to be the world's oldest musical instrument?
Didgeridoo.
That's the one.
And we like the didgeridoo.
Sorry, audio listeners, for that one.
The one that they used in the Fallen soundtrack from our last episode.
The Aramaic version of the didgeridoo, though.
Okay, who sang about traveling in a fried out combi?
Is that the
Is
Men
that
at
the
Work?
Men at Work?
Who sang about traveling in a fried out combi?
Men at Work.
Men at Work. Very good. From the song?
I come from
Come
land
down
down
under.
under.
London. Traveling in a fried out combi.
Yeah.
On a hippie trail. Head full of zombie. That's
Oh,
the one.
that's what they're
What is
saying.
zombie?
I met a strange lady. She made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast.
Yeah.
And she said,
I
come from a land down under.
Wait, what does that mean though? To zombies, is that high? Is that stoned? Is that weed? What is it?
I don't know,
Is
but
it on crack? You're on crack? Is that
I
what
don't
you're
know.
on?
I don't do drugs, Sandra.
Hugs not drugs.
Hugs
Hugs
not
not drugs.
drugs.
head full of zombie.
I gotta look that one up.
Someone should look that up for us. Okay. Next up, what animal?
I am not touching the internet on this until we are done streaming. So someone in chat will have to do that.
Okay, that's probably a good idea. What animal is the famous 90s cartoon character Blinky Bill? Was it a koala, a kangaroo, a emu, or a platypus?
Blinky?
Blinky Bill.
From the 90s?
That's gotta be a koala. with their
90s, yeah.
slow, weird blinks.
Koala's
Sure.
correct, Scott.
Did I ever tell you koalas kind of creep me out?
Yes, you have told me that. Which I think is crazy because they're precious.
Not us. I
They
don't think you
really
told us
do
that.
kind of creep me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Part of it is because I thought drop bears were real, but
Yeah, what was real?
drop,
Drop
bears,
bears.
Drop?
drop bears
It's like a urban legend thing in
of
Australia.
carnivorous koalas that drop from the trees and
Yeah.
will.
Oh, and it eat you?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Oh,
mhm.
okay, cool.
But I don't
They
know.
were going to migrate here
There's something about
to
them that's
Northern
just like
California.
Mhm.
there's something about them that's just like it just seems so unnatural to me. It's very I don't know.
I'd say the same
Unreal.
about potato bug.
It's very strange fiction.
Scott,
for
you're
me.
sick. You love potato bugs and you hate koalas.
Isn't like
Hate is a
Australia
strong
known
word.
for their strange and unusual, unnatural
That's true.
animals?
Yeah. Anyway.
That's true. Okay, what is the highest grossing Australian film of all time?
I want it to be Priscilla.
I'm sure you do. What Australian films do you guys know? Aside from Long Weekend.
Mad Max.
Good guess. Okay, or a good one to
Right.
consider.
Yeah.
What else?
Because of like over time, I would think highly grossing.
Okay, good one to add to the mix. Yeah.
I feel like they hate Crocodile Dundee.
They probably do.
But this is like, I would say worldwide. Take this film
Okay.
Okay.
and
And it's it's an Australian made film, not
Yes,
like an Australian
correct,
set film.
correct.
Okay. Oh gosh.
What's the movie that I brought to the table one year, a couple years ago?
Have we ever discussed
Uh,
it? No.
which one?
I don't thi-
have you shown it at the Cult Film Series?
Which movie? I don't recall.
This movie. Have you shown this movie?
Long
at the
Weekend?
Cult-
Oh
No,
no!
no,
Oh,
no.
the one we're talking about
Yeah,
here?
the answer.
No.
No. Okay, so it's not that. Why can't I think of the name of it? I love that movie.
I'm feeling stumped.
I know. It's good. It's like so obvious.
Where he's
too,
he's a sniper guy. He's a sniper and he's
An Australian sniper.
Well, he goes to Australia. Does he go to Australia or is he in the West? Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong.
don't know.
movie. I don't know.
Quigley Down Under?
That is what I'm thinking of. Thank you.
No,
Quigley
that's an
Down
American
Under.
film.
Thank you. Quickly Down Under.
I think there might be a koala attacking Scott's brain right now.
It attacked the internet in Scott's brain. I don't know.
It's
Is it the dingo stole my baby?
It is not that one. It is a very popular. It was a very popular film here. Okay, it's from the 80s. Someone already said the title.
Mad Max.
The other one.
Was Croc?
Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee. Yes, Crocodile Dundee. Believe it or
Was that
not,
Australian made though?
I guess.
it's an Australian film. Apparently, yeah.
I didn't know that. I realized that I don't like koalas for the same reasons I don't like pandas. They're the same. It's the same creature. Same reasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally disregarded Crocodile Dundee because
I thought I thought they
you know.
maybe didn't like that movie.
Well, no,
I
again,
mean that would be like saying
worldwide gross. We're talking about.
that would no, I know, but that would be like saying we filmed Pirates of the Caribbean in Australia, so that's a Australian film, or we filmed part of the Avengers in Australia, so that's a
No, but I'm saying that according to this, Crocodile Dundee was an Australian produced film.
All right, it's fine.
It may not,
Fine.
okay. And Paramount bought it from them, or
Yeah, they could have
oh, okay,
possibly or co-funded or something.
all right,
Absolutely,
okay,
anything is possible. It's
All right.
Hollywood.
all right. You looked it up. I'm taking your word for it.
What was the name of the psychological horror film written and directed by Jennifer Kent, released in 2014?
2014.
I've heard you talk about this film. I know you love it.
Oh, is it
2014. Oh, The Loved Ones?
The Loved Ones.
No.
Oh, I
damn
do
it.
love that movie.
It's another one.
Oh yeah, Loved Ones is earlier.
There's a book in it, and you open the book, and
I love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course. It's Evil Dead.
no, 2014.
Evil Dead the remake.
It's even got a name that sounds Australian. Like when you say it, you're like, oh, that's an Australian word, practically.
I feel like a silly goose because I love it, but I can't think of
First
it.
word is the.
Oh, thanks.
The
Loved Ones.
the
The Babadook.
yes,
Oh,
the Babadook.
Again, never saw it. Had no idea it was Australian.
Baba Shook. Baba Shook.
All right, the easy one. You're all gonna get this quickly. In which film would you hear the line, "That'll do, pig. That'll do"?
Babe. Is Babe
Babe.
Australian?
Yeah, it was apparently an
Oh, yeah.
Australian-made movie,
Wow.
or at least made in Australia, according.
Definitely. Hugo Weaving, John
Yeah.
James Cromwell. Sorry.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Cromwell.
Okay. What is the most populated state in Australia? Is it New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, South Australia, Western Australia, Tasmania, Northern Territory, or the Australian Capital Territory within New South Wales?
Those-
It's
Trick
like,
question.
like
There are no
Washington, D.C..
states in Australia. What? What? It's the United States of Australia?
it is technically, yes.
Because we've been joking about it and because of
Think
what
of
we
it
do in the
at
Shadows
USA?
movie, I want to say New South Wales.
Okay, that would be correct.
Wow.
That's why I kept saying New South Wales. I was
So you're
throwing
planting
you. I
it.
was throwing you a little, yeah.
Yeah.
Good job. You know what's funny is I haven't heard you say New South Wales once, so it didn't
Oh,
stick
we
with
said
me.
it. We have
It
talked
didn't stick
about
with
it.
me.
Yeah. Because that's where they're in a flatting situation in New South
In
Wales.
New South Wales. Okay.
Which Australian hard rock band is known as one of the 100 greatest artists of all time?
In excess.
Midnight Oil,
Savage Garden.
AC/DC, Wolfmother, or Psychroptic?
Wolf Mother. Holy shit.
I
I,
like Wolf
forgot
Mother.
all about them.
Yeah, that's
they
such a
had that
cool
one
name.
song.
AC/DC.
AC/DC, of course,
yes,
AC/DC.
AC/DC.
Yes. And what was AC/DC's #1 album for extra points? Highest grossing album of all time?
Wow.
That's
Is it
hard.
Back in Black?
Back in Black?
Yes, it is.
Back and back. Cool.
Back in Black. Very good. Extra points. Extra points.
I'm back in black.
All right. What is the unofficial national anthem of Australia?
Oh, I know this. Waltzing Matilda.
Very good.
Yes,
Waltzing
yeah.
Matilda. Waltzing Matilda.
Put some respect on that.
They're unofficial?
Unofficial, yeah.
They don't have a...
No, they do.
They do.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like some other
It's like they're kind of like,
It's like
of
their
their
God
heart.
Bless America.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're lift every voice and sing, if you will.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, excuse me, how long is the biggest saltwater crocodile ever caught in Australia? 20 feet, 25 feet, 30 feet.
Trick question. 45 feet.
It was as big as a 2-story building.
Bite your head off, man.
I mean, I bet they could get really big because they can live a long time, I think.
Saltwater too.
Saltwater
And
croc.
that's saltwater. That's
Crikey.
a saltwater croc.
That dock water.
It's like it's like a goldfish that you put in the
Yep.
in a pond.
koi.
It grows. You put a croc in the ocean, and it.
Yeah.
All right, the biggest number.
The biggest number.
I'm gonna go with the 20 feet.
It's probably 20 feet, but we're going big. We're going big.
Big. Big or
Okay.
go home. Go big. or
Producer
go home.
Scott is correct.
Yes.
Ah.
It is 20 feet.
Lies.
And his name was Lolong.
I love that.
that sounds racist. Just saying.
Because he was low and long.
I don't know. I didn't name him.
That's very long man. If you don't know that reference,
long
go to
boy.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. What are rice bubbles? Dishwashing soap, breakfast cereal, pet food, or Donald Trump farting in the bathtub?
It wouldn't be rice if it was him.
You sure?
Yeah. Positive. It'd smell like
It's a cereal.
Rice
It-
bubbles.
McDonald's
it'd
French
smell
fries.
like KFC and
I'm
Yeah.
trying desperately to change the subject. Cereal.
It is breakfast cereal. Very
thank God.
good.
rice
It's like a-
bubbles.
It's
It's like
ri-
Rice Krispie.
It's Rice
that
Krispies, yes.
sounds so appetizing.
It literally is Kellogg's.
Care for some
brand.
rice bubbles for Brecky?
Which famous Australian beer is not actually drunk in Australia?
Foster's.
Very good.
Yeah. Everybody
Foster's.
knows that one. Yeah.
Australia.
It's actually
beer.
it's actually made in Great Britain.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Funny enough. Okay, only a few more. Which Australian animal is known as the largest carnivorous marsupial in the world?
Drop bears.
The largest carnivorous.
zombie kangaroos.
Largest.
Marsupials. The
Yep.
largest marsupial.
I bet it's one of those that you don't kind of realize is a marsupial.
Well, it's
Huh?
probably like a tiny little thing because it's
They're not big.
yeah. Well, what carnivore? Name marsupials in
Well, like
Australia.
I.
Whoa, what was that?
My clip.
Oh, I thought someone shot a rubber band at you or something.
My clip fell out
It's
of
like
my
Scott.
hair. My clip
It's-
fell out of my
It's probably
hair.
Reverend Michael B. Like,
Ching.
He's
so the safety was
It's
on.
nature
I know.
attacking.
someone's on the grassy knolls trying to take us out.
They're trying. There was a second shooter.
A largest carnivorous
Mark
marsupial.
koalas might not be, but drop
Okay.
bears are.
I'm gonna help you guys. It was a very famous cartoon character,
Tasmanian
Tasmanian
devils?
devil.
Okay.
Yes,
I didn't know they were
Tasmanian devil.
No, they see they. Yeah.
They probably even said it on the
Emu.
cartoon. The emu. Try emu.
I think we should hand the show over to the chat now.
Right.
I come from the
Okay,
land.
which Australian singer rebooted the Locomotion? Everybody's doing
I didn't
a
know-
brand new dance now.
Kylie Minogue did.
Kylie Minogue, very good. Back in the 80s.
Oh, she wasn't the original locomotor?
She wasn't the original. Which Australian band sang Staying Alive, Staying
Bee
Alive?
Gees.
The Bee Gees, yeah.
Very good. Okay, final one. You guys are doing darn well. Australia is the home to the longest fence in the world. What is it called? The rabbit fence, the wombat fence, the wallaby fence, or the dingo fence?
I'm on a wombat kick.
They made a movie called Rabbit Fence.
Oh, then that would
Yeah.
make sense.
I'm thinking rabbit
that
fence.
Nicole Kidman was in. I
Nicole
believe.
Kidman.
Who is Australian?
Kidman?
Kidman. She wants you to go to the cinema. It is Rabbit Fence.
Okay,
It's Wombat.
the
My
answer
wombat.
is the dingo fence.
To keep the dingoes out.
Well, I'll tell you, it's actually a multi-state fence built to keep dingoes out of sheep grazing areas in the southeast. It stretches for over 3,400 miles.
Wow, that's so long. And
It's
you know,
the Great Wall of Australia.
Basically,
and
yes.
you know that lady, she got an official apology because
The Dingo Soma baby lady.
yeah, it really, I mean, which is so
She went to
brutal.
prison, like, right? Like,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
I don't remember the whole story, but she really didn't do anything. Yeah.
Crazy.
Sad.
Well, I gotta say, you guys only missed a few out of all those questions, so you're fairly up to speed on your Australian
We're
lingo
good at
and things. Yeah, you really
Yeah.
are. I think you did the continent island proud.
We work
Hope we
well together as a team. Not one single person can say it was all
Yeah.
me.
No, it's a team.
So thank you, team.
Thank you, team.
Thank you, team.
And
Good job,
I
good job.
generally, I have to say, I like Australian horror movies, man.
Yeah.
I do. Like, I mean, I think I've seen like a few non-Australian movies Australian movies that aren't horror, but, and I liked those too, but
Yep.
I genuinely like their horror movies.
We've had good luck on the show with them. I mean, our Fortress episode was our actually most viewed episode
That's
last week.
because everyone thought Fortress
So-
was a fever dream. And
Right.
then we've proved that it wasn't a Mandela fever dream.
Right?
It was real.
Absolutely.
Love Fortress, and it held up.
It does.
Yep.
Holds up.
Do we have our next movie lined up, or do people have to stay tuned?
Is it me?
It is you.
Okay. You guys are probably gonna hate me,
Oh god.
but I am picking a movie that I've never seen, so I cannot be accused of Caleb being back on his bullshit, as Scott said the other day.
Which is fun.
So, anyway, for Val Kilmer, we're gonna do The Island of Dr. Moreau, and that is available on Pluto, I believe.
I haven't watched that movie since I was a small child, but I loved it.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think it's probably wonderful trash.
Mark Vision's Truth. We're talking about Fortress, the real Fortress from Australia.
Yeah, not the Christopher Lambert.
Christopher
No.
Lambert. Even though that's a Stuart
I'm
Gordon, and I
sure
like
it's
Stuart Gordon,
fine.
but anyway.
Fine.
Anyway. But we're gonna watch Island Dr. Moreau. Okay.
Right,
I'm
the Val
excited.
Kilmer.
Val
one,
Kilmer,
not
yeah.
Val
the-
Kilmer.
not the
Marlon
OG.
Brando.
Yeah.
Being all crazy and white and stuff.
What else is new? Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone.
All right, let's get out of here before.
The drop bears come.
Yeah.
Thank you, producer Scott. Thank you, me.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
you.
Sandra. Thank you,
Thank
me.
you.
Thank you, Reverend Michael B.
That rhymed.
A lot of people of the future listening to this in the future. Thank you.
Thank you for
thank
your
you, Mike.
thank you for your service in the future.
This movie by Flora, Mark Vision's Truth. I, Tommy Labette, Army Beef, Turkey Lurkeys. Thank you.
Yes.
Australia, we thank you.
And thank you, Mike Skookum, for being Zardoz.
You did it.
Army Beef, we love you. Thank you for our thing.
You did it.